Candy before we start?
I just ate a candy.
Delicious candy. Delicious candy.
Feels go in my face hole.
Oh, come out. There we go.
Reeve is orgasming over some chocolate.
That's good. Fuck you.
I'm not really in the mood. I'm sick and you're on Shark Week. Also, we're monogamous in our relationships to other people. So, lots of things in the way. Are you done enjoying your chocolate?
Never done enjoying my chocolate, but since it makes noise, yes.
Oh yeah, I'm so worried about noise on this show. Just don't do this. I normally cut it out if I can when you cough. Actually.
Oh, thank you.
I only can't when I talk over it, so. Because we're on the same side of the track.
Sorry.
Anyhow, we can start now, Bones.
He fell asleep.
I hear clicking. So no, he didn't, unless he's clicking in his sleep.
Which has happened.
There is no Bones, there is only Zool.
You've been all Ghostbusters all week. We were finishing up Sailor Moon S, and you kept making Ghostbuster references in the final 2 episodes.
Why? Because I can't think of anything better to do.
So, hi, Bones!
Hi, Bones!
Let me see something real quick. Mute that. Play that. Okay, so that's that. I'm sorry, I'm busy editing audio.
Shaking my butt in my chair. Shaking my butt. 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 But we don't have to record this tonight. If you want to do that instead, we can record her next Friday.
No, we'll record this tonight. Give me 1 second. Wait, no, give me 1 second. Hang on. Close it out. I just realized that every time I drink Kool-Aid, it's flickering off of my mustache and onto my white shirt, which is like crap. I'm gonna need a bib. Alright, no more Kool-Aid tonight. It's apparently splattering all over my shirt. Alright, where were we? What's going on?
We're saying hello to one another, like polite people, even though we've been talking for a while.
Salutations and welcome to the super happy fun Jabbertron tea party with Kiki, Bones, and Breathe. Enjoy.
Oh, yes. Hello. Welcome back to the stage of history and all that stuff.
Hello, Bones.
Hi.
Hello, can of Pringles.
Howdy, Grave.
But I just realized, I didn't even think about what we were going to talk about.
There's nothing to talk about. Dun, dun, dun!
Let's talk about Sailor Moon. You just fucking finished Sailor Moon S, like we just said a couple minutes ago. Yay! We also watched the movie.
It's finally over. Now I have to buy Super
And then Stars.
Can't buy Stars. It never came out in this country.
Well, that's
because they're stupid and they smell funny.
And they purposely did not release it in the United States just because 3 guys turned into 3 girls.
Actually, more apropos, 3 girls turning into 3 guys.
Yeah.
Even though
nobody likes a transsexual.
I think the actual
reasons
were licensing issues, but whatever. That would have been difficult.
Well, the main problem they seemed to run into was just how were they going to market it? Because when they were coming out, this was still like the proto ages of the modern anime boom. So people weren't as understanding of weird Japanese shit as they are now.
It's not weird Japanese shit. It's for the storyline.
No, it's not. I'm just saying, imagine some of the stuff that's available for domestic video right now being released in like 2000, it would have never flown. Stuff like, I don't know, Lucky Star,
Never seen
I saw Lucky Star. I made you watch it.
Pawnee Pony Dash, Penny and Stocking, or in Host Club. That would not
Penny
have
and
flown.
Stocking was
Would have
funny.
been interesting, but would not have flown. Imagine Sergeant
Never
Frog
saw it.
coming out.
Oh, speaking of Sergeant Frog, the anime is finally going to be making more episodes. Sergeant Frog is
Wow.
coming back, and then maybe Funimation will dub more of it, but I doubt it.
They dubbed up to season 3 and
Yeah.
called it quits just because they weren't selling any.
I think there would have been a lot of people that would have been perfectly fine with some of those things coming out
No,
earlier, because I mean it was like 1999, like 1998 or 1999 when I saw Kite for the first time.
well, okay, movies are different.
Movies are a
then,
much easier beast
You were
to-
technically buying a specialty item, like a super specialty item. It really was harder to, especially if it wasn't getting good airtime, to sell a foreign TV animated series.
Just remember, kids, merchandising, merchandising, merchandising.
If anything, the internet has helped that because you don't have to go, oh my god, is it appearing in my local market? No, it's not. Okay. Is it online? Can I buy it? Online? Oh look, I can buy it from the people who dubbed or subbed or whatever did. Or look, there's this streaming
Surprise,
service
surprise.
I can watch it from legally. Yay!
Always a good sign when you can watch it legally. Always.
Unless you don't have internet.
Yes, there are still a great number of places that have no to low.
Do I need to send Kiki like a super extended range router so that she can get signal up to your
We
place?
just need a
Groove?
really long cord. Just go up on the roof, check. Is it
That
there
would
yet?
be freaking awesome.
You might be able to get away with like a power line adapter even.
Yeah, but then if all of us were using it, we would have like 0 bandwidth.
I don't know. You guys don't really do all that much.
No, really, I don't.
I'm almost afraid to get memberships to like Netflix and Crunchyroll because I'm afraid that basically that would be all my bandwidth right there.
Crunchyroll's not too bad.
I mean,
I don't know. With me watching Crunchyroll, I'll be playing FF, and the mom's doing shit. The internet doesn't really slow down. It's just occasionally disappears. Well, that happens a lot less because they fixed the outside line. Yay!
yeah. Well, what level of service do you
I
have?
no
Like, what's your
idea.
speed? Oh, fair enough. Because I have 50 megabit per second service, which is ridiculously
I
fast,
think we
and
only have like 15.
with yeah, most people have like 10 to 20 if they're lucky, even in the cities. I specifically paid a lot of money 10 years ago to have fiber run to my house just so that when it finally finished, I would have really fast speeds for what I'm paying. If I go out and buy a new modem, I could be getting 100, or possibly 200, maybe even 300.
You suck.
I don't know what I would do with that, but it'd be nice to
My
have.
honey's actually talking about paying for a better service so that, we have internet.
Yeah.
Because what we have now doesn't work.
Always bad.
It's not really
Yeah.
service.
Yeah. That's why I come over here.
I feel so loved.
Like you have like the bargain basement level service.
Yeah, let's call it that.
Yeah, we'll just call it that.
So Sailor Moon.
Sailor Moon!
It was fine, more of the same. It's incredibly retarded, but for some reason I can't stop watching it.
You love it. We all love Sailor Moon.
I do, legitimately. Like, I own 3 out of the 5 seasons. I've seen 2 out of the 3 movies, and I will admit that the movies are kind of weak in comparison to the TV show, but they're not terrible.
I love the first one. Oh my gosh.
The second one is really dumb, I'm not gonna lie. Like, Kiki and I watched it, and I'm just kind of
Yeah.
like, wow, this is
I
really
really
stupid.
do not like the S movie. It's lazy. You don't. Like, one of the
Yeah.
nice things about watching the movies, you get to see non-stock footage attacked. You don't get that in this movie. It's fucking just stock footage hell.
Yeah.
And then it has a really bullshit ending. Silver crystal power. What?
Exactly.
I am in love
Exactly.
with the first one.
Like,
I would really love to have the first one in English, just because the first time I ever saw it was in English, so I know what songs play. But when I watch it,
well, you just buy the
huh?
you just buy the uncut DVD from Pioneer. It's got both tracks on it.
That would be so awesome.
I'm gonna buy the Dream box set at some point. That's the 3 movies all together. I don't know. It's $150 right now on Amazon, and it's not something that's like high on my priorities list to get, just because the movies are kind of
$150 for
generic.
3 movies?
Yeah.
No. The first time I ever bought the first one, I only paid like $10. I paid like $10, $15.
Well, when you bought it, it hadn't been out of print for
Yeah,
15 years.
That's the thing. Nobody's making new versions of it.
I swear to God, I pray that if there is a new Sailor Moon anime, because that seems to be the argument now, is not that will it come out, is will it come out at all. If there is one, and it's licensed, and it does well, which is a big order to fill, that somebody somewhere will have the bright idea to say, you know what, maybe we should relicense the original series to somebody, and we might actually get a new release, and even better, we might get a new release uncut with all the episodes reinserted with a new English dub. Holy crap.
Your dream, yes. That is like beyond the rainbow. We live in black and white. You are talking Technicolor. Just that it just doesn't exist.
I don't want to have to deal with the lollipop guild.
I'm really interested because Discotech Pictures is talking about picking up, or not Discotech, I'm sorry, Sentai is talking about picking up Cardcaptor Sakura and possibly dubbing it in English. That's like far future, like 2015, 2016. But that would be freaking amazing, and I would definitely buy that on Blu-ray. Heck, March or April, the first season of Ranma is coming out on Blu-ray, and I'm considering buying it just because I already own it all on DVD, and Blu-ray is nice enough.
You know what I wish I owned just so I could watch it again?
What?
Rurouni Kenshin.
You mean Rurouni?
I own it. Good show. Good show.
I may say it wrong, but I've still watched the entire thing from beginning to end. I cried.
No, you're right.
On
It's
the
Rurouni
last
Kenshin.
episode. I may say it wrong. I'm still a fan.
You didn't say it wrong. That's exactly how it's pronounced.
Yeah, I think you heard differently than I did, but who knows? I'm sick.
Rurouni Kenshin. That's exactly how it's pronounced.
Didn't I say Rurouni?
Oh.
No, you said it with an H the first time around.
Rurouni? I think Kiki's hearing things.
I'm all stuffed up, so maybe.
Okay.
Definitely.
Anyway,
or maybe I said it wrong.
I haven't gotten the movies yet, but
I still gotta see the live action.
But the TV show is great up until season 2. Season 3 is weird.
I prefer the movies over the TV show. I didn't really like the TV show.
The movies are just depressing.
Are we still talking about
Rurouni Kenshin?
I don't think I ever saw the movies.
Yeah,
just
the movies are Samurai X.
Television show.
Yeah, I don't think you would let me. One of these days we will watch them, but I remember not wanting to watch them because I told you they were sad.
Oh yeah, I don't like crying. I really don't.
Oh, you have to watch Wolf Children. It is so good.
Oh my god, Gigi, no one has it around
excited.
here. I've been waiting for it to come back into stock. No, I'm gonna have to order it from Amazon.
There's no way I'm watching this. She's too excited.
But it's from the guy who did Summer Wars and The Girl Who Left Through Time.
No, it's a good movie, Grieve. It really is. I've heard the concept or like the storyline behind it, not the whole thing, but like how it starts and what's going on. It sounds like it's absolutely amazing. It's probably a little sad, but it ends up happy.
No, she was excited like this when she wanted me to watch that really sick, depressing magical girls.
Madoka.
and I cried
Madoka
like
Magica?
the entire time.
Yeah, but it was still good.
It was awesome, and I will never
Oh
watch
my
it again.
god.
Well, you
No,
will
no.
when I get
Grieve,
access to
grieve.
the movies.
No.
When the third movie comes out,
Because, like, Rebellion
we've gotta
Story
sit
is
down and
very
watch it.
the shit.
There's. Oh my god! Why do you
I
love
already-
seeing me cry?
Because good stories are good.
Ugh.
Ow.
Kiki, have you seen any of the
I've
promotional
seen-
art for
yeah.
the third movie? Have you caught the obvious thing that no one else has caught?
Probably not.
I don't know.
The third movie is what in most dating sims and visual novels would be the super ending. It's looking like Homura is going to make the perfect world. I.e., Madoka is not wiped out of existence, but the witches don't exist anymore.
What?
Homura is still kind of crazy.
Well, duh, but I know she
I-
actually manages to.
Maybe.
Why I say this is because there's a you know how there's an eternal Madoka figure? They're coming out with an eternal Homura figure. So that to me says she did something amazing at the end of Rebellion, and I have no idea what it is, but it's gonna be amazing. And I don't think it's getting a dub, and that kind of shocks me because I was really hoping that Aniplex would dub the movies into English.
I just saw the TV show. Have I seen the movies?
No, you haven't seen the movie show.
I don't want to. I'll cry.
You're going to, so suck it up.
I already have my things that I watch if I want to cry. Steel Magnolias and
I
Dude,
only
I'm-
made you watch Grave with the Fireflies once.
yes, and I
Grave of
still
the
hate
Fireflies
you.
is just
I
horrifying.
still hate you. I still have nightmares.
Dude, I hate everyone that tried to talk me into Grave of the Fireflies just because it's a horrendously
I didn't even talk
depressing
her into it.
show.
I just said, like, hey, do you want to watch a movie and put it on?
Yeah, she tricked me.
I didn't trick you. I didn't, give you any context.
I was still, like, getting into anime. Like, I hadn't seen a lot of it. I had seen like, Americanized, bastardized anime. You know, my only Sailor Moon experience had been off of the USA Network and All Cut to Hell and in
Yeah.
English. And
She met me.
I would have sworn that, Usagi's name was Serena, and she was in love with Darien, and I could name all the characters. And, now I've seen the entire thing in original Japanese. I've seen every episode, all the movies. I know exactly what's going on. And I'm like, oh, I wish this would have been my first experience. But no, so I'm still learning about anime. I still hadn't read, I don't even think, a single manga. And this one puts on Grave of the Fireflies.
In my defense, there weren't a lot of Ghibli films to rent at the local, places. And I really liked them.
You did it on purpose.
I didn't do
I
it on
had
purpose.
nightmares.
I was
bawled
trying
my
to-
eyes out.
I was trying to show you a more serious side to anime.
when I hadn't really even seen a fun side yet.
It's a good movie.
Yeah, fuck Grave of the Fireflies. That's all I
Thank
gotta
you.
say. I watched it once, and that was enough for me.
It's a beautiful movie. It makes you think.
It's a horrifying movie that, well, I admit everyone should probably see. I think most people will never be mentally prepared for the horrors of war.
No, nobody will ever be
It-
mentally prepared for that, especially here in the United States, because of the simple fact that most of us, especially if you are second generation American, you don't know shit. You might hear stories, other stuff like that, but you watch something like this and you actually see it from the civilian's point of view and what happened to children and what happened to civilians, and it's like, I remember one of the first things that I thought after seeing it was like, wow, we're assholes. That was like one of my first thoughts was, because you're watching it and you're going, this is based on somebody's life. This happened. This was true. And it just breaks your heart more. And I watched
I
it
know.
for once. From beginning to end. I remember every little teeny tiny detail. And I will never watch it again.
You know the candy that the little girl eats in the anime?
Yes.
You can totally buy that in the exact same sort of tin. It's promotional for the movie, and they still make it.
Wow. Although I swear if I saw it, I'd start crying.
I can buy it from J-List.
I hate you. Although someday...
I don't actually remember which candy is it? Is that the star? Is that the star candy?
It's, the star candy was from Spirited Away. Although it's in a lot of animes because it's a pretty common Japanese
it's a common
candy.
Yeah. It's like Smarties here.
But, someday, I am going to have to watch it again. Oh my god.
Yeah. Suck more drops.
Because,
You say that, but,
no.
I somehow don't believe
someday
you.
I will have to watch it again because I am going to sit down my niece and I am going to show her, all the Ghibli films. And I have to include that one. You have not, you cannot say that you're a fan of Ghibli. You cannot say that you are a fan of Hayao Miyazaki unless you watch all of them.
Well, it's kind of a gray area for that. It wasn't really a Ghibli film per se.
Not really Miyazaki film, it's somebody else on the team. It's based on his experience. But yeah, I get where you're coming from. But I wouldn't say you can't be a true fan, because that's bullshit. Everybody's a fan in their own way.
I know, I was over-exaggerating, because that's what I do.
How American of you.
I know.
How nice of you to backpedal that quickly.
Also how American of her. America! Oh yeah! We're half of the stage being
if you want to be a real fan of anime, you can't back away from the serious shit. But at the same time, I definitely know how that feels because I watched Wolf's Rain and then just cried. Cried.
So good.
It's one of those. I feel like it's one of those animes where I watched it once and once was enough.
Well, to be fair, I haven't seen Wolf's Rain since the time I watched it, and I probably won't unless I'm introducing someone else to it.
I have never watched it. I watched my husband watch it, and watching the expressions going across his face, and literally in the 13 years that we have been together, he has still never cried in front of me. I have never watched a tear leave that man's eye. All I know is that he has wiped his eyes. I have seen him put a Kleenex to his eyes. Never actually watched a tear come out. But he had Kleenex next to him. He, was sniffing. I know he cried. Just like when he watched the scene from Full Metal Alchemist, where the one guy dies.
Oh, Hughes?
Yeah, when he dies, my husband cried.
I was just shocked when he died. I was like,
and
what?
See, he watched that without me. And then, so, he's re-showing it to me because, we re-watched the show together. And he was, watching me during the episode. He wasn't even watching the episode. He was watching me. And I just started bawling. I couldn't take it. I'm all like, oh my god, no! But I can remember being sad for things, but I couldn't tell you the names of anybody. I always forget names. Those are, the first things that go.
No, I know. Kiki was having fun with me because I can't even remember the names of, the outer senshis sometimes.
It's okay, just say their planets.
I can't remember any of their names. I remember Usagi, Momura, Chuyosa, Amy, Ray. That's
you
it.
Have, alright, in order of appearance, you have You have Usagi, Mamoru, Ami, Rei, Mako, and then it'd be what? It'd be Mina, Haruka, Michiru, Otaru. Well, actually, no. Setsuna shows up at the end of R, so it'd be Setsuna.
You had it. It's Hotaru. You had it.
Yeah. Then we have Haru, Michiru, and now Haruka. And Chibiusa shows up in R. I forgot about that. She shows up in R. So it's actually after the inner senshi, then it's Chibiusa, and then Chibiusa, Setsuna, Haruka, and Michiru, and then Otaru.
Yeah, I like how in the
And
episode where Setsuna shows up as just a person for Chibiusa and S and tells her to use her civilian name, and she even makes up a nickname to go with it, like it's Set-chan or something like that, and then she goes right back to calling her Pooh.
Exactly.
It's like, we just had this conversation, but I'm the tiny princess, and I'm gonna call you whatever the fuck I want.
Yep.
There's a reason they call her Small Lady.
Because she's a small pain in everybody's ass.
It's a part of her official title.
It's always confusing when your mother gives you her name. Like, oh, thanks, asshole.
Then we get the stars, where everybody is a Sailor Scout.
Practically.
Everybody's a what?
Nothing!
She didn't say
Okay.
anything. Wow, I cannot believe that you did that. You're not supposed to say things.
I say words. No, next when we can anyway, we'll be watching my least favorite season, Super S, because Helios is a douche. a douche we're supposed to like.
You're really making me wonder what the hell I'm running headlong into.
But Super S is my favorite movie. Which is weird, because S is my favorite season, but I fucking hate the S movie.
And see, my favorite movie is R. I don't know why, I couldn't really explain it to you. I think it actually has a lot to do with the ending.
Yeah, I think the ending is probably going to end up, R's ending is probably going to end up being the strongest. But, I don't know, we'll find out after we watch Super S and Super S the movie.
And then there's no more movies.
There's no movies.
There's specials. Like Mercury's special. Super adorable special. Have you ever seen her special? I gotta show you her special.
I actually skipped right over those voluntarily.
Aw, you mean you missed the vampire special? The super garlic attack?
I voluntarily skipped over the specials because of the comments that you have made.
This is the end of part 1. Welcome to part 2.
I would love to see, what am I trying to say?
Words.
I want to see the Outer Senshi in the future, just because Hotaru and Chibiusa, I just can't even imagine what that must look like.
Anime, you don't really see that.
That's too bad.
The manga, we get... Okay, so the manga has kind of less story, but more story elements, because it's faster paced. So, like, the secondary characters get a lot less focus. Which I think is the benefit to the anime, because the secondary characters feel like fucking people. And by secondary characters, I mean anybody who's not Usagi or Momura.
And see, I still need to, like, actually read the manga.
But in the manga, we learn more about, like, Chibiusa's future court in the ending sort of stars area.
Are there more scouts?
Well, yeah.
They call them like the Asteroid Scouts or something like that.
Asteroid Quartet. You actually meet them in the anime, but they never fulfill that identity in the anime because they don't really discuss the future beyond what little we see mostly in R and a little bit in S. I don't even know if they really talk about it in Super S. It's only vaguely spoken of in Stars. It really focuses more on the present because it gets too complicated.
The whole thing is freaking complicated. I mean, come on. She comes from the future, hangs out in the past constantly. She has a thing for her dad.
Which is very creepy in manga. I'm happy they really dialed that back in the anime.
Yeah. You've told me things. I don't like it.
I think it's just what's what I'm looking for. I think it's just kind of a caricature of the whole electric complex.
She's in love with her daddy because her mom's an idiot.
Well, I mean, literally, she's just a smaller version of her mother with more sense because her father gave half the DNA. So she basically got her father's brains, and her everything else is her mother. When I say brains, I don't mean like personality brains. I mean like she's got the same amount of potential for intelligence that her father has, but she's got her mother's personality and everything else.
Which is like really, really annoying.
Ever wonder what a smart Usagi would look like? Yeah, that's her daughter.
I have a different idea of what intelligence is, and Chibi Yuasa, as far as I'm concerned, is not that smart.
She has academic intelligence, but she's got the naivete of Usagi.
Of someone who's 10 years old?
That, and, she probably lived a very sheltered life at the start, especially.
Well, she's a princess.
And they really make it seem like everybody's really fucking busy. Like, they're there for her, but not enough. I feel like she's a little bit more of a shit about that in the manga, but...
Yeah. Well, the way they write it in the anime, it seems like basically they're there enough that she doesn't, hang herself, but no more than they need to be, because they're basically busy unfreezing the planet.
They're running a planet, they're trying to protect the solar system, they're trying to protect outside of the solar system. And they have to deal with all of this shit. And there's this little girl who's kind of weird, because there's these two colliding superpowers in her. Who's got, her best friend guards the fucking time gate, and then there's Saturn, who's doing God knows what, because they never really explain that. It isn't until she gets older that she gets better complacent with that, because she's seen battlefields, and she's better understanding what's going on in life, and she actually starts to teach properly.
Try explaining to the children of soldiers, why mommy and daddy are going to be gone for the next year. I mean, that's the deal. It's hard for, I mean, it's not unrealistic for kids, kids who are born to, I mean, not only are her parents basically soldiers, despite, being king and queen and all that stuff, and that the people who care the most about her are all fighting, basically, but her parents are royalty, which adds a whole nother layer of, oh my god, she's gonna be all kinds of screwed up.
Yeah. And she is.
And, the fact that because she's royalty or a princess or small lady or whatever, it's not like she's going to be interacting with common people that often, because what if somebody does something to her, basically?
What if she accidentally does something to them?
That too.
Especially when she was younger and didn't have much control of her power and just kind of exploded whenever she got upset.
Yeah, I think I'd keep her away from people.
Yeah.
Too.
But just, okay, we'll send her to the past. A lot less shit going on there. And we're still sort of us. Well, sort of less shit. I imagine less of a global catastrophe. More of a, this might be...
after the fact that her parents take take her dropping her stuff off and going right back to the past that second time so well kind of just shows you, like, what they're thinking. Like, despite the fact that the planet's been attacked twice and she's been involved in it, they're not really that concerned because it's them, after all, that's taking care of her. It's the past them, the much younger versions of them, but they trust themselves, even as, like, young adults, to take care of her.
Yeah, plus she went back in time, spent a whole bunch of time with her parents. And then it just seems in the past like she was gone for, like, a few minutes.
That and the Sailor Scouts of the past have more time to actually interact with her.
Yeah.
And the Sailor Scouts of the future will have those memories, and then can interact with her continuously when they have time, all based on those memories.
Yeah. Because so far, they've just been...
Except they have no memory of her ever coming to the past.
Yeah.
It's called the Batman Gambit. It comes up at the end of Justice League Unlimited when they go to the future and Batman states, I have no memory of myself coming from the past to the future to meet myself.
Okay.
They don't really easily explain the time travel thing in any version, so they just kind of gloss over it as it's a thing. This is also a thing. So is this.
Jedi mind tricks.
It's Back to the Future, basically. By going, it's one of two ways. It's either the Batman Gambit, which is just because somebody came to visit you doesn't mean you're going to remember it, because that's not the primary timeline. The other one is Back to the Future, which is basically what you do in the past basically adjusts itself in the future. So, Marty McFly goes to the past and makes sure to keep his parents together, but in the process basically makes them better people because he helps them basically overcome their weaknesses that make them lesser people in the present, in his present. And so they're like, his parents are lower middle class. His brother and sister are dorks that are, have no motivation to do anything. And then he comes back to the present, and his father is a world-renowned writer. His mother is like an accountant. His older brother is a lawyer. I think that's kind of like what ends up happening. Is like I imagine that when she goes back to the future, we'll go with Kiki's line that they have those memories of interacting with her. Thus, it makes their bond that much closer. Thus is why at the end of R you see them all hanging out on the cliff or whatever, the hill outside of Crystal Tokyo, like the Sailor Scouts, her mother and father, just kind of hanging out and just chilling out on that, and like the happy face she has as they're interacting.
It's gotta be weird, the relationship between her and Hotaru, because part of it's, oh, yay, Yusaki's finally pregnant, friend's coming back. But I'm probably, because she doesn't remember me when she comes back to the past at all, I'm probably going to be super busy fucking somewhere else. So we don't really get to restart this friendship until this happens. It's really complicated and annoying.
I can literally see if it was expanded on enough that if there was anyone in that group of Sailor Scouts that was going to be, her protector, it was going to be Hotaru. Just because all that shit.
I think she becomes a member of her court. I think.
Probably. I imagine basically the way the game plays it out is eventually, like, when you split up, Chibi ends up taking the, and obviously this is written in between S and Super S, so this doesn't take into account the Asteroid Scouts or whatever. Is that basically she just takes command of the Outer Scouts, filling Sailor Moon's position with the Inner Scouts.
To be fair, I'd split it up like that, because Sailor Moon is already very used to working with the Inner Scouts. They have a good group dynamic going on, understanding what's going on the battlefield, and I would trust the Outers to not get you.
They're going to all go. if I remember correctly from what I saw of some of the stars artwork, they're all going to go to the same high school
Well,
together.
Everybody but Ray.
Yeah, because Ray is in a school
Which is
that
kind of
just has
retarded.
an elevation program.
Yeah, Ray just stays at the same school, pretty much.
That's the one that kind of blew my mind just a little bit.
But yeah.
That they all go to the same high school?
The rest of them will end up together, though. The other four are
Yeah.
all together in the same school.
I mean, Minako and Usagi have to take the entrance exams twice. But, yeah.
I don't know, that just kind of disappointed me a little bit because you know that Ami has so much more potential. There was probably a better school that she could have gone to.
Yeah, but her mom is prestigious and she could probably still get into any college she wanted.
Yeah, but they wouldn't have challenged her as much as
she still has the
better
after school
school
stuff, though.
Which she doesn't go to as often because she has all of her sailor duties.
Still doing pretty good, though.
Let me put it to you this way, Agree. The level of academics that Amy's at are the same level I was at in high school. I had no problem getting to a college after high school.
I mean, she's not really going to get to fulfill her dream of being a doctor for very long. Sailor Scout's going to be her life. Oh yeah. Like it's when
think about it. So many of them wanted to be doctors, and none of them are going to end up doing it.
It's like even if you get that for a little while, you're going to be soldiers for Usagi for your entire existence.
Yeah.
Which is basically eternity, because apparently they don't grow old after a certain point.
So, this is all really pointless.
Yeah.
It's like, why even bother, like, having an interest or having a dream about what you want to do?
Well, it makes them more human.
Yes, but it would also make them human is to accept their fate.
Well, yeah, but
like just sit there and go,
maybe they
will
get
never
to be
do
those
this.
things for a tiny amount of time. Maybe that's good enough.
Let's put it this way: they don't realize before they go to the future that they're going to be doing this the rest of their lives. They think eventually they're going to defeat, the final evil, and peace will reign, and they can go back to being normal people. The problem is, much like any other anime, there never ends up being that final, bad guy that they beat, and they've now wiped out, all major threats.
Well, that's because evil never will be defeated.
No. Unless you're Zordon and somebody cracks your casing and you wipe out all the evil in the universe.
Only apparently he didn't, but whatever.
Yeah.
No, he did. There was at the end the last scene of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers when the Red Space Ranger breaks his like hyperbolic time chamber thing and his essence spreads across the universe. It wipes out all evil.
Even though I think
until the next season of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
They're technically standalone.
Except that it's in a different universe.
Only some of them occasionally reference previous ones, and those episodes tend not to make sense.
Well, those aren't technically, like, canon. Is what you're talking about, like, where all the Red Rangers get together?
I'm not just talking about the previous team-up episodes.
What are you talking about?
In some of the seasons after the original series, they make, like, vague references.
Yes, because they're all the first 9 seasons are interconnected.
No, even after that. What? Use your words.
I have no idea what you're talking about. You're going to need to expand.
I'm just saying that previous or seasons after that in the standalone universe make references to seasons that technically they're not connected with. The standalones reference other standalones.
Examples?
I don't remember the names of the seasons. I only watched them because I was watching my nephew. If you want to know more, I recommend watching Linkar's reviews of Power Ranger seasons, although he hasn't updated in a while.
No, thank you. Linkara makes me want to puke.
Okay, I'm recommending it to other people then. I don't know any other reviewer out there who looks at Power Rangers, although apparently the next season of Super Sentai will involve trains.
Hooray! I know Sentai does it a lot, but I didn't think any of the Power Ranger seasons made like references to Mighty
They're
Morphin
not like
Power
important
Rangers
to the
anymore.
plot or anything normally. It's just weird references.
Oh, just like
Yeah.
a nod.
It's probably just a way to remind you
okay.
about them in case they want to put out toys or something.
I know every couple of years they... Jesus Christ. Blow that horn, Satchmo.
I kept on waiting for her to stop talking so that she can cut this out later.
Probably just leave it in.
You're
Yeah,
gonna
she
leave
will.
it in.
You look so unprofessional,
You're gonna
Green.
leave in me blowing my nose.
Well, he made reference to it.
Well, you can cut that part out.
We're still talking about it.
You can cut the whole thing out. Go back to talking about Power Rangers.
Go, go, Power Rangers.
I'm still in love with Tommy.
Yeah, he's a pretty interesting
Also,
guy.
keeps coming back to Power Rangers.
Yeah.
He wasn't he in Samurai 2 recently? I thought I
He
saw
might have
it.
been. I know he was in the one with dinosaurs. I can't remember what that one was
I
called.
stopped watching after like season 2.
It's okay.
So when they were Ninja Rangers?
No, I'm still talking about the original Power Rangers.
I am too. The second season is when they're Ninja Rangers.
I don't know.
You remember, I was 5 years old when this came out, so I know every season up through the end of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Okay.
So you have the
I'm
originals,
older than you.
and then you have the Ninja Rangers, and then you have the Shogun Rangers, and then I think it was Zeo, and then it was Turbo, and then Rangers
I
in
hated
Space,
Turbo.
and then Lost Galaxy, and I think that's it. After Lost Galaxy,
Okay,
it
what
ends.
season were all of the original Power Rangers gone?
That would be, I think, Rangers in Space. Because up through Turbo, there's still, I think, a couple. Or, no, I think it's after Zeo. Turbo, I think it's finally all new Rangers.
Okay, I stopped watching when it stopped being Power Rangers.
So that would be right up until Zeo. Because after Zeo,
Because
Zeo's when they've
I
got
never
the
watched
weird.
Zeo.
Yeah. So you watched up to like the Shogun ninjas or
I don't
and
think
shit.
I watched Shogun either.
So you watched up through season 2, but not season 3.
Sure, we'll go with
The
this. The
Shogun
last thing I remember is
Bridge.
Tommy being the White Ranger.
Oh fuck, that's like season 2.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll just say I watched season 1 and season 2. That's it.
Well, Tommy's been green, white, black.
He's been
Gold.
black,
Yeah,
but that other guy was the Black Ranger.
Yeah.
there's been lots of Black Rangers.
No, he was the Black Ranger in the new series where he played like a college
Yeah.
professor.
Oh shit. Okay, no, I watched him.
He's been red, white, green,
I watched
black.
him go from what? His original was like red, right?
No,
Or no,
green.
green. And then I watched him go
Green.
from green to white, and then I was
to
done.
white.
Well, he's done a lot. They keep bringing him back. He's very popular.
You missed a lot, Green. There's a lot of ground to cover.
Because I remember there was like because I only remember the 4 that were there. There was Billy, Kimberly,
The 5, you mean?
Jason, and Tommy.
There was another person.
And Trini, the
Yeah,
Yellow
There
Ranger.
were 2 chicks.
Yes. No,
How
no, no, no,
racist
no.
of you to
There
forget
was
the Chinese girl.
There was
Thanks a
another
lot.
boy and there was another girl. But they changed.
That's later.
They changed. They went from this. There was in the very first, like the very beginning, there was the Yellow Ranger and the Black Ranger, and then the original people went away. They did something, and then they got 2 new ones. So those are the ones I never remember because I stayed with the 4 that remained constant.
How can you not remember Johnny Young Bosch? He's like the greatest person ever. He took over for the guy that played the Black Ranger.
Because I have brain damage. I don't know.
But best anime voice actor ever. He's Bash the Stampede.
Sorry, I don't remember things. You should be surprised. I remember
you realize
the
I'm
other
going to
ones.
have to cause.
You should.
You realize, Green, that I'm going to have to hit you with a tactical nuclear strike just to make sure.
You should be surprised. I remember.
Just to make sure.
Kimberly, Billy, Jason. You should be surprised I remember them, because I was in love with Tommy, so of course I would remember Tommy.
Everybody was in love with Tommy.
Everyone was in love with Tommy. I want to know what the actor looks like now.
Pretty much the same.
Pretty much exactly the same, just 40
Yeah.
years old.
If anything, a little buffer.
Really?
And you.
Well, he's been fighting competitively since he finished the show, so.
I was so in love with him.
And he just looked older in the face, but not like good kind of older though.
Oh, not good kind of
No.
older?
It's good kind of older.
Or it is good kind of
He doesn't
older.
look like he's been chain smoking for years.
Ooh.
Or been doing gay porn.
He has, hasn't he?
No, that's the Red Ranger,
Yes,
I think.
one of them.
Jason?
Yeah.
The original one, yeah.
Something
Like,
to look
the guy
into.
that was Rocky, the second one, I can't remember what he ended up doing, but he hasn't. Like, a lot of them haven't done. Well, no, that's not true, because the Kimberly, the girl that played Kimberly, she's been, like, in a bunch of stuff. And the guy that played Billy got, like, a whole ton of harassment for being gay, and ended up. He's doing stuff with, like, production now, but he's really successful.
Oh, I had such a crush on Billy. And Kimberly.
What's up?
Basically, those days were filled with Tommy, Kimberly, and Billy. Just crush central.
I think Billy was the first time that I was like, he's kind of cool. About a nerd. But I was still totally in love with Tommy. And
I respect the shit out of, dude, Billy, the guy that played Billy was in the show, like, long after he stopped being a Power Ranger, which I thought was hilarious. And he claims that was because basically he couldn't stand the harassment he was getting from, like, the people producing it. Because they had, like, a major problem with homosexuality, I guess. He didn't seem like he was that big of a problem, but, like, they were really, really going after him for that.
seriously?
Yeah.
Yeah. He wasn't, like, outspoken about it. He was just kind of, there.
Why did he stay with the show so long then?
Paycheck. Yeah.
Money? I don't know.
SAG benefits?
I don't think they were SAG until later, after Disney took over. But maybe.
I don't know.
All I ever really remember is the movie.
The movie was awesome. I own it on
Which one, the
DVD.
first one?
As far as I'm concerned, the only one.
Yeah, I don't count the second one. The second one is just strange.
It is
The Arrows is the first one.
the only one.
Yeah. The second one is where they go find the weird little nature guy.
Yeah, sorry, no. I'm talking about the only one.
I never really liked the second Pink Power Ranger anyway. And it's not because she replaced Kimberly. It was mostly just because she was very bland.
I don't even
Yeah.
know what you're talking about.
She was a bad guy, and then she became a good guy. She was ballerina. Sorry, she automatically started dating Tommy as soon as she became the Pink Ranger. I think that's what pissed me off the most, is there was no build up. It was just because she was the Pink Ranger, she had to date Tommy.
Okay.
And I, as someone who likes story, found that infuriating.
So I'm just gonna stick with my season 1, season 2, and stay with that. Although I'm just gonna stay with that. Mostly because I'm pretty sure that if I watched an episode of the current Power Rangers, I would throw something at the television.
Because it'd be exactly like the old Power Rangers. Trust me, I've seen the new stuff. It's the same shit.
But with better graphics because
different
computers.
themes, and slightly better characterization.
That's because Disney's
They're not
involved now.
my Power Rangers.
Of course they're not. You're not
And
a
I
child
have
anymore.
Giant nostalgia glasses.
Well, you could still see your Power
Is he
Rangers.
also not your president?
I think they're on Netflix. I know some are because
I
that's
just
how
want
I
to see
watched
the
them.
movie again.
The movie might be on there too. I'm actually pretty sure, at least at one point it was, because I watched it with my nephew on his Xbox off of Netflix, which is the only time I've actually used an Xbox 360 was to access Netflix so that he could watch some Power Rangers. Because I do not like
Xbox sucks. Unless you want to watch Netflix.
No, I wouldn't even buy it for that. The only reason I hate the Xbox series is their controllers. They are kryptonite to my hand. Like, other people fucking love them. The hubby loves it because it's a giant ass thing. My tiny crippled fingers cannot use them. Even the newer ones, it's like, oh my god, this is trying to break my fingers. I really prefer PlayStation style controllers. They're comfortable. I know how to put my hands around them. Well, to be fair, I prefer keyboard and mouse for almost all things. I really hate playing shooters on a controller.
I do too.
Which is really sad when we used to go to like Halo 9, because that made me look like I was really terrible at first-person shooters because it's on a goddamn controller, and I'm like, I don't care. Just I'm gonna kill myself and everybody with me. That's how you do it, right? We used to call that butt sex. Because we were idiots. Let's go play some butt sex. Let's go do the butt sex. We're talking about Halo.
I remember laughing every time somebody said Halo 2. Because because apparently the whole thing was if you said, I'm gonna go play some Halo 2, you were gonna go have butt sex.
Good to know.
Yeah, be afraid of our generation. We were weird.
Because we called it butt sex.
Your generation, it's mine
Yeah.
too.
Aren't we older than him?
We're not. We're only a couple of years, but I still say there's a couple of years of difference there where certain things happened to us didn't really apply to him, and vice versa.
Because it was Natty Ice and GameCube for us.
I loved my GameCube.
Well, that was bro sex, but that was basically you were gonna get fucked in the ass with a giant black dildo.
This is the end of part 2. This is part 3.
I've still never owned an Xbox.
Neither have I. PlayStation 2. Honey has an original Nintendo, an Atari. What's that other one?
I'm pointing at my original Nintendo and my Nintendo 64 up there.
Oh, he has one of those too.
We used to have like a stack of Dreamcast that we eventually just got rid of because it stopped working.
He had a GameCube that he was borrowing from somebody, but we gave it back.
We lent a GameCube to someone and we never gave it back. It's not you guys.
No, it wasn't us because we know who we got ours from.
We moved away and went, oh shit, we left our GameCube. Oh well.
There was, I still have his original Game Boy. The big brick thing that can survive like a nuclear blast. And it still works.
And then the closest thing to a next-gen console I have is, if we're counting handhelds, I have a Nintendo 3DS XL. But we have a Wii.
I have the first version of the Game Boy Pocket. before color.
There's also a PSP around here somewhere.
I remember when my parents bought that for me, and they bought it for me because I would get bored during my competition swims, and my mom got tired of buying me books because, like, every time we went away for a weekend competition, I would need like 2 or 3 books because that's all I would do while I was waiting to swim. I would read and eat. That's all I did.
And with different people, because my brain just went, that's not enough books.
It's not, yeah, I read slower than you do. So my mom gets me a Game Boy Pocket with Tetris. And I was like the happiest kid on the face of the planet. I could play Tetris for days. And then my mom goes, oh, wait, you're not reading. Okay, you can only play for this amount of time, and then you read for this amount of time. Okay. And she totally forgot the whole, oh yeah, by the way, you should get up and move around once in a while. That's what I blame being chubby on. Because my mom thought it was perfectly fine if I sat for hours and hours and hours on end reading. It was perfectly fine. It was encouraged. If I got all my homework done Friday night, and I didn't have anything to do the whole weekend, all I did was read. And there was usually like a bag of chips next to me, or popcorn, or candy. Because really, what else are you going to do while you're reading? Just read? At least she could have put some carrot sticks or something. Take the book out of my hand and make me go outside and play. I don't know. I have so many pictures of me when I was growing up sitting outside reading. Not playing, reading. I got so good at reading that I used to read walking to school, walking home, and I never looked up.
So, my mom will deny this, but she used to have this bad habit of reading a book while driving.
That is horrible. You should never do that. You will kill someone.
She's never had an accident, and to be fair, she would only look down during red lights.
Okay, I've done that.
I used to do that when I was on my bike, too. Only there was less when I wasn't moving, sort of going on. But I can't even ride a bike anymore, so.
I was so excited about when, like, I know you hate all of my young adult shit I read.
Not all, just most.
And every time I got a new book for the Beautiful Creatures series, yeah, I know how you feel about that, I would be so excited about what was going on and everything that, seriously, oh look, it's a red light. Read, somebody honked at me? Oh, it's time to go. That was completely insane. That and I probably, like, never worked. He's not talking.
I used to read a ton, but I don't know, after college I haven't felt any need to read just because I'm still completely burnt out.
Well, reading's fun.
Well, not when you have to read, like, advanced scientific stuff and you're being forced to do it because it's part of your degree. Or when you're told to read something that only vaguely has something to do with what you're studying. I mean, reading's fun. I mean, I've gotten the benefit of the fact that a lot of my classes are just because I need credits to get any sort of degree AA, to go into a different school, to do art shit. So I've taken a lot of interesting classes with interesting curriculum, and then I've taken classes that were supposed to be interesting that really weren't.
You have to remember you're supposed to be talking me into going to college. I don't really find anything very encouraging about boring classes, forced to read.
I'm not actually trying to talk you into going to college. I'm saying you could do it. At the same time, I'm saying you don't currently really have a reason to do it. The bookkeeping market is not that great, as you can force an intern to do it.
Still, it would be nice to have a degree.
So
But I don't want to go back because I'd have to do high school all over again.
they have remedial classes just for that.
They wasn't that smart to begin with.
They have remedial classes because our public schooling system is so decentralized. They have to, because there's no guarantee that you actually learned what is necessary for college level studies.
I just don't see the point in some of the subjects. Like, why should I take history if I'm not doing anything with history? I can understand if you want a history degree.
Because history teaches us critical thinking. You take classes to learn skills, not necessarily just to learn things.
If you can't understand, thank you, Kiki. If you can't understand the importance of knowledge, then you won't understand the importance of knowledge.
That's like saying, why should I take science classes when I'm going for an art degree? There's still good information there. I should have a basic understanding of
when in the hell am I ever gonna use trigonometry?
No, yeah. Trig is not something everybody's gonna use, but algebra, you unknowingly use that every day. Well,
no, I don't.
It teaches you problem-solving skills. It also teaches you...
So does a puzzle.
No, a puzzle teaches you how to keep trying to do something until you find the piece that fits. Algebra teaches you to actually look at the problem, figure out the important parts, and what else is just fluff.
It's the difference between a guess and an educated guess.
That, and I understand how the tax system works, and what interest is, and how to figure out what a sales tax actually means, and stuff like that.
Why is history important? Let's see. By knowing how things happened in the past, I can better understand how things are going to happen in the future.
College history helps you to unlearn the not history you learned in high school.
Don't even get me started on graduate history.
See, the problem is
that you only have to take a really tiny amount of history.
The problem is I don't care.
Well, then don't go to college. Simple as that.
But I have to.
No, you don't. Are you getting a degree in a specific field that you already have a foot in the door in? Because otherwise, it's highly unlikely that it would help you in any way.
It would help me get a better job.
That's not true anymore.
I hate to say this, but a college education really has nothing to do with what you got it and has everything to do with your ability to reason through things. The hope is that after 4 years of going through all these different courses and doing all this crazy shit, that you have the ability to think for yourself at least, a quarter of the time that you're conscious.
Yeah, but I can do that already.
And that it goes beyond, hey, go here and do that.
You don't believe. Especially if you've had to hang out with your sister or mother.
I plead the fifth.
This isn't a courtroom.
It's a courtroom of my life.
You can't plead the fifth. You're not accused of any crime.
She just accused me of something.
I didn't accuse you of illegal.
So you would know that if you'd taken history. Thank you.
But like I said, you go to college to either get in a field you want, waste time, or learn new things or unlearn old things. Because a lot of what you learn in high school is either outdated or bullshit that they still teach.
Okay. I don't even remember anything from high school.
That's okay, most of your classmates don't either. Some of them are fresh out of it. Like, the amount of people who don't know how to write a proper essay because they've never actually written the proper essay is frightening.
It's important to know how to write, but I do understand when people say, like, when am I ever going to write, I don't know, a technical piece? It's like, okay, you might not, but what if you have to write instructions for something? They're like, well, what kind of instructions? But you know that recipe that your grandparents use that they never write down and you really want it? Well, why don't you sit down with your grandparents and get them to tell you about it, and then you can write down the instructions for how to make that awesome thing that they always make. Whether it be, cinnamon rolls or some sort of hot dish, or it could be useful there, maybe.
But learning is fun. When, fun is to be had and not when you get really shitty teachers, which you will occasionally get. But that's life.
What if you don't think learning is fun?
I'm sure there's lots of people who don't think learning is fun who are in college right now.
Hey, the world needs ditch diggers too. Sorry, that's what everyone always tells me when somebody says, well, I don't like learning. It's like, well, the world needs ditch diggers. Like, wow.
Or Walmart cashiers.
Yay! My last semester at the place I'm currently at.
Hooray.
Shake, 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 shake.
Shake, shake, shake.
I will have an AA
Shake, shake,
in
shake.
Arts and Humanities. Woo-hoo.
You know what you can do with
Transfer
that?
to a different college?
Wipe your ass with it.
It's solely to transfer.
Make sure you're transferring to a school that your college has connections with, because if you don't, they're probably not going to accept it. You laugh, but I'm not actually joking. Like, you definitely want to go to a school that has reciprocity with your school, because if you don't, I had reciprocity with the school I ended up with, and I started at community college, and if I hadn't, that would have been bad. One of my friends ended up going to UND, North Dakota, and yeah, they only accepted like 10 of his 60 credits.
One of our friends had that problem when she moved here and tried to transfer her credits from some college in, I want to say, Kentucky.
Yeah.
Like, she had to take a lower level of something because, as far as our college was concerned, she'd never taken it, even though she had. Because, yay, college.
I like working.
Then keep working.
I don't like learning.
Then don't.
Then don't learn.
If that's what you want to do it.
Nobody's making you do anything. It's your life to live however you want.
I just want a better job. But it seems like it seems like they're only hiring people with degrees.
Well, the degree shows them that they have learned skills you learned in college, like critical thinking.
It shows them that you sat through 4 years of some of the most mind-numbingly retarded shit to get a piece of paper that says, you can probably do this job, maybe.
Yeah, but when you have on one side of the table a person that has that, I didn't work. I went to school, and I have the basic theory of how to do this job down, but I've never actually done this job. Well, versus the person on the other side of the table who didn't go to school for it, but they've done the job, and they know.
Well, you went to a really shitty school if you only have the theory of how to do something.
You are doing it in your last few years, depending on what field you're in. You have the experience and you have background to bolster it, i.e. study in communication or ethics or other fields that can build upon this. It's not as simple as I went to school. You're still viewing school as this do-nothing shit because you're using one person badly as an example, when in reality most college students have shit going on in their, almost nothing else but school and or work going on in their lives because of how school works these days.
Take me, for instance. I spent the last 2 years of school basically doing research. I have understanding of protocol and lab procedure that I wouldn't have if I didn't go to school, because I would have had to work my way up from the bottom to get that kind of experience. Now, mind you, it's only equivalent to like maybe a year actually, in a job doing the thing I was doing for 2 years because I was under, somebody else's supervision. But I still have the experience and I understand how it works.
Okay.
Oh, I go to a community college, and most people who go there work, have family, and then on top of that are taking 16 credits or more.
Yeah.
Most of them are not part-time students. And if they are, it's because they have a full-time job or commitment that they can't work around to get more classes. Because certain classes only ever happen at certain times.
Yeah. I mean, the entire time I was in college, I did 30 hours a week at my job and then took 16 to 18 credits a semester.
So that's in class time, out of class time, that you have to be doing work for that class, plus work, any work you have to do outside of work, and then what little social life you can get on top of that.
What social life? I had no social
And
life.
the fact that most people I go to school with are not just out of high school kids. There's a great number of them, but most of them are actually people going back to school for whatever reason. They have family responsibilities on top of
There's nothing wrong with community college. I
Mhm.
mean, I started a community college and transferred to a university
For-
because shit.
For a lot of us in the area, it's because there is, it's a way to get slightly less debt, because most of the people who go to my school are going to be transferring to like Sac State or the equivalent thereof around. There's a couple more you can go to, but Sac State's not. And then the name gets put up because it's very easy to go there to there. Although that's when you start incurring big debt, and then even more difficult class schedules, and then hopefully trying to keep a job on top of that, and still have all those same responsibilities. I don't have kids, so I don't really have to worry about that. And I don't have a job, so I don't really have to worry about that. But at the same time, I am a full-time student, and I am sick all the time. So it's probably going to suck a lot more when I get up to,
University level?
where I'm doing, project after project, class after class. My social life's probably going to get really cut down because I'm going to be sitting at this computer doing other things. So I'm trying to get fun times out while I can. Fun times of sitting in my computer.
Yeah, you need to get out more.
So that I can sit in other places.
No, I think I should just put you in a wheelchair and push you around.
There's one in storage. But what would being outside do? That would exacerbate my costochondritis because of my allergies. That would do me worse, actually.
I need exercise.
And go exercise.
I don't want to do it alone.
Well, jump up and down in the bedroom.
I can't do that. I have neighbors
I'm
downstairs.
in this bedroom.
Oh, there's not enough room in here.
You can jump up and down right there. Literally, just jump.
Why would I do that?
It's still working out. It's moving around. I'm still trying to figure out what I can and cannot eat. And yay. I can do light stretches, but I can't go back to our workout tapes. That's too extraneous on my ribcage.
I can't get anybody else to do that with me, and it was the only kind of exercise that worked.
I can go for walks, but some days I can't.
Walking doesn't do much.
And then the second that like midterms and finals come around, I'm gonna have to stop doing that again.
I'm just gonna have to figure something out. I need to lose weight.
So you guys done being depressing yet, or should I just continue to listen in?
We're depressing.
Hi, kitty. A sleepy cat is
Sleepy?
normally a quiet cat, except for when it's not.
He's being pretty quiet.
He's had a tiring day of sleeping in the big recliner. Oh, cats. So,
Wondrous.
so what did you think about the end of S?
Yeah, more of the same. It was fine, it was what it needed to be. Not awe-inspiring or anything, but not terrible. Very, right along the line. I don't know what to say. I mean, it's Sailor Moon, it's like saying, well, what did you think of the end of the Cell Saga? Well, they beat the bad guy, and the world is saved for another day. Also, Goku's dead for some reason, but whatever.
That happens on occasion.
We'll fix that in the Boo Saga. He stays dead after that, pretty much, except when he comes back and knocks his wife up.
Chi-Chi's such a trooper. Oh yeah, my husband's dead again. Oh well. I'm too busy trying to raise these kids and yell at these aliens.
When he dies in the Cell Saga, she just assumes he's gonna come back, and then when they get the Dragon Balls together, he's like, I don't want to come back. I'm busy training in the afterlife.
You cocksucker.
It doesn't show up in the anime, but like in the manga, I guess, like it was like a shitstorm. She gets super pissed. It's like, what do you mean he's not coming back? He's apparently training in the afterlife. That's what the whole PyCon and the whatever you want to call it, the four quadrants afterlife tournament with the the Grand Kai. Supreme Kai is later. That's Boo Saga. Boo Saga! I don't know, I never have much to say about the anime we watched. Just like, it was good, whatever. Nothing awe-inspiring, but not bad. I've been trying to get up the gall to watch Clannad, but I know I've already been told that it's really sad, so I'm like, I might wait till springtime is here.
Springtime. Well, it's already springtime here.
Springtime.
Are you kidding? No. It's winter in the morning, it's summer in the afternoon, and then it's winter in the evening.
It's really like spring into summer in the afternoon because our summers are much higher than the 70s. Just we're not used to the heat anymore.
If you two don't shut it, I will bitch slap you both via TCP/IP.
Send us your snow. We're in a drought.
Please.
We're not getting snow. We're getting negative 25-degree weather. That's what we're getting right now.
Don't send us that. Just snow.
Yeah.
It comes with the snow. That's what it means to live in the frozen north.
Can I find that image?
You get half an inch of snow, and then you get 4 days of negative 25-degree weather.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
That was our winter. That was our January in 2013. This is our January in 2014. We did not get enough snow.
We didn't get enough anything.
Look at how much less grasslands we have. Just the green is fucking nowhere.
Wow. I have a problem with this.
Yeah.
Could we, live somewhere else?
That wouldn't really help California.
Well, I don't care about California. I care about us.
Well,
And I don't want to die this summer.
How American individualism is.
Well, where the heck are you going to move?
Summer's going to suck pretty much anywhere.
Yeah, the way things are going, it's going to be cold here this summer. If you move to Minnesota, it's only going to be they're thinking high of 70s.
The summer is going to be a high of 70s?
For him.
Yeah.
So what we're having right now.
I could live there.
Hell, we had to turn on the air conditioner today.
Yeah, but the problem is after mid-August, it starts going the other way.
I can deal perfectly fine with winter, considering there's always more that you can put on.
I just won't go outside.
There's only so much that you can legally take off.
Have you ever experienced negative 25-degree weather?
I live in California. What do you think?
Well, I don't know if you've ever lived somewhere where it gets this cold.
I don't
I'm
even
asking.
think it's that cold in the north.
Do I look psychic to you, Grieve? Do I have a big bulging brain that pulsates?
Even in north, because we're central north, I don't even think it gets that cold up there, so no.
Yeah. It's the kind of cold here right now where when you when you throw boiling water outside, it turns to ice.
Cool.
Which many a newscaster were pleased to show us. Like, yes, we fucking get it. It's cold. I'm sure the negative double digits didn't help. We needed to see your boiling water trick that we've already seen a gazillion times on YouTube.
I never got to
It's
try
the
it
kind of
myself,
cold where
though.
you go outside to get the mail, and like you're out there for a minute, and you've got frickin' frostbite on your fingertips. Your fricking fingers freeze in minutes. And that's with gloves on.
Oh, that and like shit tons of people are like, don't eat the tuna because of Fukushima last year. Apparently the radiation is
Oh,
finally touched the
whatever.
coast or some bullshit.
Yeah, it has. Legit, the amount of radiation you're ingesting, as long as you're not eating like 5
Yeah.
pounds of tuna a week, you're not gonna have any major problems.
Which, why are you eating that much tuna in a week? I don't eat that much tuna at all, as I don't eat tuna.
Well, I mean, if you're really serious about eating fish, you should be eating like bottom feeders, basically, because they're the least likely to be contaminated with PCBs, heavy metals, radiation, apparently. Or God forbid you should live in West fucking Virginia.
No, I'm cool with where I am. I don't want a chemical spill. We already have a shit water supply. There's a chemical spill.
You can always tell you're in the South when somebody complains about, that it's the people's problem to deal with the contaminated water, not the company
Contaminated the water?
Yeah.
I mean, holy fuck. Yes, it's totally my issue. Well, it is an issue on me, because they did it. They should clean it up.
Nah, that's your problem. We'll just be over
Making
here.
more money. And doing it again. Look at that picture's making me sad. At least we don't have to worry about flooding. There's no water to flood.
Right now, I would accept a flood.
No, that would just mean more forest fires in the summer. And
Hooray!
well,
Forest
because
fires.
there's so little water, there's probably going to be early forest fires. And well, the less, brush there is, the better.
The last thing that my eyes need
is smoke.
Is smoky air.
Well, it's a good thing that we're normally forest fire adjacent, or valley fire adjacent, and not the thing that's actually on fire. So we get less of the smoke.
I like the way you think.
We're just surrounded by all the fuck. We aren't the actual fuck. What are you doing?
What am I doing?
Not you. I can't even see you.
I'm going through all my emails.
Oh, okay.
And why wouldn't she be?
It's really the only time she's going to get access to them.
That's what I meant.
I was concurring.
You would.
Yes, I would.
I don't know.
I made Cupcake my friend.
Okay. Cupcake, you were apparently her friend.
Oh yeah, I found her on Facebook today, so I sent a friend request.
Oh yeah. Oh, I posted more videos.
Oh yeah. Have you watched any of our gameplay stuff?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Pretty much as soon as Kiki posts them, I watch them. Actually, she posted the one from today, and I was watching it before she even told me about it.
Yeah. What'd you think?
I was like, oh hey, I like it. I think you guys are funny.
It's your favorite part, where we kill our friend.
Yes, that was kind of funny.
Which I had made like a shit ton of graphics of you just bawling your eyes out, and then I deleted them all because it made it too busy and kind of stole away from the moment. So I just made the cube talk to us instead.
I was wondering what you were talking about when you were like, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, really? Interesting. Tell me more.
I did things, and then I deleted the things, so it's like usual.
That's pretty normal for you.
Well, I hate all the things. Oh, got some Charleston chips.
Oh, so you're finally going to let me have some?
I let you have some last time. I just didn't let you have them all.
Well, that's just bad friendship. Ah!
No, Charleston chew overboard.
It committed suicide.
It didn't want to go in your mouth.
What wants to go in my mouth?
I'm sure there's a penis out there that would like to.
Hmm.
Whether or not you want it is a whole different matter. And frankly, a more important one.
Mm-hmm.
Civil rights issue. So who's hoping that Justin Bieber gets deported?
He might.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's right. You don't like follow the news or anything. So he's been arrested for a lot of different things, and he might get deported because of it.
Wow.
He's dumb.
I could have told you that.
Although we have like a fucking open door policy with Canada, so he could easily come back. Still.
They're not gonna deport him. He'll pay a big
No.
fine. I mean, look at his face and his mugshot. He ain't worried.
And his fans are still rallying behind him like we've done him some wrong, and not he has done wrong.
What did he do?
Street racing while drunk.
There was also the vandalism thing. While it was apparently not him, shit ton of drugs in his house.
Well, one of his buddies was like had drugs on him and he got nailed.
Well, apparently they found more on the actual property, but they're apparently not his. And that's
Yeah, I'm sure
that's
they're
just
not.
like counting the shit he's done in the States. There's also, he got a whore while he was on tour. She seems like a lovely girl, and he graffitied something.
Before?
No. Oh, and I think there's a accusation of rape going around too.
Really?
Oh, I'm sure that's
Yeah.
going on too.
This may be legit and not like the time the woman tried to claim she had his baby. And and he spits on his fans, literally.
Not actually that
He's a little
surprising.
shit who needs to be taken down. But it happens. And hopefully he will get over it.
I think I've actually been saying he's a little shit that needs to be taken down a peg for, what, years?
Well, yeah, but you were saying it back when he was still decent. Or at least less dumb about it.
I found him really annoying, and I saw all this shit coming. That's how I feel.
Good to know, good to know.
Yeah. Stuff happened in politics. There's been a shit ton of different shootings on different school campuses. Life is kind of shitty. But yay, super cool movies are coming out.
How to Train Your Dragon 2. I want to see it now.
Well, you have to wait.
No, now.
You have to wait.
Now.
Say that as much as you want. You have to wait.
Now.
Wait.
I want it.
That's a shame, because you're gonna.
Thank you once again for listening to the ultra professional super happy fun Jabbertron Tea Party with Kiki, Bones, and Breathe. This is the Jabberbot saying farewell and happy travels internet beings.
Is like the end of our rope?
What do you mean?
Like, because we seem to be grabbing for topics now instead of them just happening.
Well, to be fair, it's 10 minutes to 2 a.m. here, so I'm kind of running out of juice.
Okay, well then, we will say goodnight.
Alright.
Good night, Bones.
Good night, guys.
Good night.